Hi everybody, welcome back to art class. For today's arts project, you're going to need your water lily drawing from last week, and then there's a couple options for what we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you a fun option for a paint thing. If you don't have access to a paintbrush or the other supplies that I'm going to tell you about, that's totally fine. You can just color the background with crayons. You can color the background with markers or colored pencils as well. Just make sure that that gets colored. If you do have access to the supplies, this is a fun thing that you can do to add some color to the backgrounds today. So since these are water lilies and they're sitting in a pond, we are going to paint the whole piece of paper blue. So once again, if you don't have paint, you can just go ahead and color the rest of your paper blue. If you have watercolor paint at home, you can use that to paint the background, or another fun alternative is taking a cup and filling it with a little bit of water and some blue food coloring. Please, please, please ask somebody at home before you try to add food coloring to your water to make some paint, but if they say that it's okay, then you can go ahead. I just have a little cup here. You don't need a lot of water, probably less than a quarter of a cup if you're measuring. This is my cup. I just filled it with a little bit of water, like maybe that much, and then I used 2 or 3 drops of food coloring. You don't need a lot. And then if you have a paintbrush, you can mix it up. And the fun part about painting when you've used crayons is that you can take that paint and you can paint right on top of your crayons, and the crayon will still show through. And that's because crayons have wax in them, and that wax resists water, which means that the water will not soak up where there's crayon. It will resist it instead. So you can just take that paintbrush and paint right on top of your crayon. If you're painting and you're like, well, this isn't really as blue as I want it to be, you could try to add 1 more drop of food coloring to make that a little bit darker. Or if it's too blue, you can add some water to it. But you're just going to take that paintbrush and fill up your whole piece of paper. I would make sure that if you are going to paint, you put down some newspaper or some other paper, or maybe you want to do it outside if it's a nice day. That way you don't get the surface of your project all messy. When you're all done with this, you're going to want to make sure that you move it to a safe space to dry all the way. I probably wouldn't leave it outside to dry, but a safe spot in your house, maybe on top of the fridge or something, so that nobody can get to it and it can dry. And then once it's dry, you can go ahead and take a picture and upload that to Seesaw. Once you're all done painting or coloring the background of your water lilies, you can go ahead and upload that to Seesaw, and then you'll be all done for today. We will start a new project next week. Have a great day, friends, and I will see you next time.